Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and The Flash, issue number 50. This is the finale, the part 4 of 4 of the Flash War. And this was interesting. First off, let me explain. The first half of this comic book, oh my god, I hated it so much you have no idea. That's just the first half of the comic book, all right? The first half was nothing but the exact same old, but it actually gets worse, okay? I'm going to get into all that. You start off with Barry and Wally talking to each other, the adults in the room. They're talking to each other, and Barry goes and gives the absolute worst advice I could probably imagine, aside from, you know what you should do? You should go home and take a nail and hammer that thing right into your skull. Now, I can't imagine much worse guidance than this. It says, wins and losses are cool, but you'll learn more from losing. Yeah. I think that if you're an absolute idiot, and I mean this with as much insult to whoever wants to listen as you want to, but like, listen, dude, no. Learning is completely dependent on who you are, on what kind of mentality you have. There are people who win and win and win, and they can learn from winning. It's like, you know, I would have won even more if I would have done this and that instead. I'm afraid not, dude. No. You learn more from losing? No, there are people who lose all the time. And if you'd like, I'll give you an example. What if you made 30 bad comic books in a row? Would you continue learning from those bad comics? Would you even have a chance to get past issue 6? See, losing does not make you a better person. It does not. It makes you somebody who lost. And eventually people do get tired from you standing up and dusting themselves off and keep trucking. Sorry. This was horrible advice. Please do not take this as some kind of an Aesop's fable that's in this book. No, this was a horrible, horrible first page. There is no redemption from that. We come full circle in this, but there is no redemption from that. That was garbage advice. Do not ever take that kind of advice. No. Seek to win. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes than to be learning from your own. Just, no. Horrible advice. Okay, to the comic book itself. So like that really just took me off. But the comic book is as all of these Flash comic books have been for just way too long, where Barry is supposedly the scientific one who can't figure out how the darn Speed Force works since forever. Make no mistake, by the end of this issue, he still doesn't figure it out. The comic book really does a positive turn, but not for Barry. All right, Barry is just, ugh. So all sorts of scientifics still can't figure things out. Zoom is way ahead of all these guys. Literally, here's the 2 fastest men alive, right? But their main bad guys are always a step ahead of them. So are they really the fastest men alive? Are they really? That's what I was thinking the entire time. Finally, Barry gives some actual decent advice to Wally. And he says, listen, man, you've always been faster than me. The reason why you beat me way back when is because while I was always trying to think critically about the Speed Force and failing miserably, at losing and still not doing better next time, still not learning more from it, just failing miserably. Like, I grew up with Barry. I know a lot of the younger generations grew up with Wally. I didn't. I grew up with Barry. I stopped reading The Flash for a very long time after after Barry was gone. So it is what it is, man. I loved me some Barry Allen, and just, nope, all gone now. Anyway, so he says that, you were able to run faster than me because you didn't worry about the logistics of it, or, well, everybody has to worry about the logistics of speed, but the idea is you didn't worry about the logic of it. You just ran. You just enjoyed running. Now that sounds like good advice. And it was a lot better than just, run, Barry, just run. Oh my God, I got so sick and tired. That's why I stopped watching the show. That was every single episode. And this happens here again also with younger Wally. That was annoying too. Shut up, Iris. Just shut up. Look, there was a lot of really annoying stuff in here, but once that happened, everything got turned around. Wally suddenly became faster than Zoom. and he just zipped right by him. He started using his memories and embracing his memories and having these these temporal feedbacks that wound up hitting Zoom in a major way and just knocking him for a loop, and he wound up winning the day. And gee, I think he learned something from winning too, even though they tried to turn it around and say, oh, look, I learned from all my losses. No, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough with that horrible advice. This was a really, really good turnaround. It's almost like Joshua Williamson, the writer, like he just took everything that infuriated me about this series and just threw it right in our faces, mush, and then said, just kidding, squeegee, you feel better now? And it's like, oh, yeah, I actually kind of do. Thank you. Really weird. But the idea that Wally is now going to be the fastest man alive, that we're not going to worry about the whole, oh, let's try and learn more about the Speed Force. It would be nice if he did learn more about the Speed Force, genuinely. It would be nice if he did. Barry, I think, needs to just stop. He needs to genuinely just retire from being the Flash. Stop. All right? Don't try and, don't go out and try and solve crime. If there's a crime, call up Barry. Call up one of the 30 other Flashes that are out there. Oh, there's another one by the end of this. Yes, Impulse makes a return. And Bart Allen returning, I was, yay! Yay! I think I just said it a couple issues ago. I was like, you know what I really wish would happen? And boom, it happens. Thank you, Mr. Williamson. I appreciate it. But here, I think that Barry just needs to stop. And if he really wants to call himself a scientist and really wants to say, okay, I'm going to do more than just forensics. I'm actually going to try and get my life in order. And I'm going to try and figure out the Speed Force. Hey, he can't go into the future anymore. 25th century is essentially gone for all intents and purposes. All of the temporal energy has been removed from the speed barrier, which means that the still force is now a reality throughout. No speedster, not even with a cosmic treadmill, can time travel anymore. We'll see how long that lasts. But in the meantime, that's the fact right now. So there is no more time travel. There is no more of any of that. These knuckleheads need to just stop, take a breath, let Superman handle all their problems, or Green Lantern, or whomever. Let other people handle their problems. And they need to just try and figure out how the F their powers work. Because honestly, even with as good as this ending turned out to be, for me, to try and suggest that all of these versions of the Reverse Flash, they're all Reverse Flashes, okay? Zoom, Eobard, they're all Reverse Flashes. All of these guys seem to always be that step or 30 ahead. It's like, oh, you never really learned how to use your powers, did you guys? Yeah, they really didn't. And like, I feel like I would be a bad guy here. If I suddenly could tap into the Speed Force, I would totally be a bad guy because I would be just smacking these other Flashes around. Why don't you idiots actually try and learn about your freaking powers? Could you imagine Batman not learning about his powers? Green Lantern not learning about his powers? Aquaman not learning about his powers? Can you imagine if Aquaman drowned? Okay, that's whenever I read the Flash comic books, that's what I feel. I feel like Aquaman just drowned, all right? Because, like, how the heck do you drown? He can breathe air and water. He can breathe. How are you? The answer is not to keep running faster. But that's almost what this is. This book is like the dumb jock book. You know what I'm saying? When you're a football player and that's all you know and you get a scholarship to play football and you're passing with C's only because your teachers are cheating for you because they want you to keep winning and make that game-winning touchdown. You know, no. That's what this book feels like. It's a bunch of idiots running around with great power and they think that the answer to everything is you just got to run faster. No. Learn what the heck you can do. Please, for the love of God, please just learn what you can do. This is so frustrating. So it is good that the guy who is faster now is the guy who just loves to run, doesn't care how it works. That says something, but I think it's time for Barry to seriously just sit down and try and learn what the heck he's doing. Because, like, just be that guiding sagely voice. You know what I'm saying? Be that voice of wisdom. That's all. That's all I'm asking. I usually don't like to show the last page of a comic book, but we got to figure all this stuff out. We got this inmate crisis over here. I don't know what this is. I don't know who that guy is. But if anybody has a clue as to what's up there, by all means, please, comments below. I'm curious. Anyway, this was a good comic. This was a really good comic because we got to see, for me, everything that I hate about the Flash comic books. A comic that should be the greatest comic book out there. Legit. Who doesn't want this power? It makes you the most powerful. F Superman. You know, give him a, 1 mile punch and have him, think about life for a couple minutes. This should be an amazing book, but I just kept on seeing the same dumb things happening over and over. It got frustrating, mind-bendingly frustrating. So hopefully this is a really good turn. Hopefully we get to see Barry taking more of a scholarly position, like Beast in the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see you out in the field, dude. You're a big furry punk who keeps getting knocked unconscious. No, just stop. You sit in the back. I want to see you with your beakers and your Bunsen burners and all your little sciencey stuff, okay? Your alchemical kit and whatnot. And just give advice, okay? Learn something new. Contact, Wally. Be like, hey, Wally, why don't you try this? I just found such and such. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Barry needs to take a step back, okay? He needs to be the backup team, the backup player. So hopefully we get something to that effect, because I'm so tired of seeing Barry bumbling like an idiot. He's had the Speed Force since how long now? Flash Comics #4? Enough. It's time for somebody to smarten this guy. This guy needs to go to the learning tree quick, because I'm so beyond frustrated with this guy. All right, that's a really long Flash issue. Whatever, this is a really long Flash issue, so it is what it is. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.